Hello everybody, welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and we're going to talk about these energies today. This is going to be the general daily collective message for, I believe it is May the 20th. Don't quote me on that. It's been a couple of crazy days around here, to be honest. I woke up really early this morning before 5 to a massive thunderstorm, and I kept hearing there's a storm of brewing. There's a storm of brewing, and storms kind of come to clear the air in order to make room for this fresh new energy. So, of course, I went into meditation, and actually before I went into meditation, I made a coffee. I sat outside underneath the pouring rain, and the thunder was absolutely glorious, and that came through in yesterday's reading. So I don't know if I knew that storm was coming or not, but it definitely flowed with what I channeled through the energies yesterday. So big storms are brewing. Gemini season is here, guys. So happy birthday to all of my Gemini collective. I resonate very closely with Gemini energy. My Venus is in Gemini. So with Gemini season here, guys, I think the energy is asking us to release our inner social butterfly. Gemini is a chatterbox energy. It is the chatterbox of the zodiac signs, so of all of the zodiac signs. So I kind of want to honor Gemini season by chatting a little bit about Gemini energy before jumping in with the cards, guys. So keep in mind, timing and energy is fluid. This reading is not sign specific, but I will call out any zodiac signs. So just take with you the messages that resonate. Leave behind the rest, and let's talk about Gemini energy a little bit before jumping in with some cards, because that's really the only main astrology aspect going on today is the sun entering into Gemini. So we're done with Taurus season, and now we're kind of stepping into this very outgoing, inquisitive energy coming forward. Gemini is very quick-witted. It is also the sign of the twins. Gemini rules communication. It is linked to the third house of communication. And so when we think of the third house, it covers all of the ways that we connect with others, our language, it covers technology, our environment when it comes to childhood, our bonds with our siblings, our spiritual community, and it does indicate travel. So when we think of Gemini, it is a very mutable sign. And with my Venus in Gemini, yes, I can mutate depending on the energy I'm kind of in. So every sign gets assigned a certain quality. So there's cardinal, mutable, and fixed. And so it kind of explains the basic energy of that sign. So Gemini is the mutable energy when it comes to the air element. So I kind of feel it's a very adjustable, adaptable energy. At its worst, Gemini can be very flighty. There's always a good and a bad when it comes to all of the zodiac signs. So with Gemini, though, it's bringing forward this ability to shift, to change from moment to moment. It is this very easygoing energy, and on the downside, it can be kind of fickle. So I think get ready to spark some curious energy when it comes to being enthusiastic again. Friendliness, cleverness. You can always count on a Gemini or anyone with strong Gemini in their chart to bring excitement to the table. It's very animated in their conversations, and it can be a very fun-loving, lively energy. So, and very fashionable. So you can always rely on a Gemini to spread the word about your next group, or, you can always count on a Gemini to spontaneously join you, last minute planning on a whim, that kind of good thing. So when it comes to negative traits of Gemini, it's a very mercurial and dualistic energy, like I talked about. It is linked to the twins. So interesting. My Venus is in Gemini. My counterpart's Mars is in Gemini. My Mars is in Leo, and his Venus is in Cancer. So a really blending energy of changeability there. So, on the downside, Gemini can be two-faced, can be very superficial, can be flaky. And so it's, on the downside, a Gemini will struggle to make up their mind or to say one thing and then in the next very instant contradict themselves a couple of minutes later. So Gemini can also be masters of communication when it comes to getting their way, which can turn into a lot of manipulative behaviors. So we don't just want to be talking for the sake of talking is a big message, because when we do that, our words lack weight and they lack integrity. So I think get ready to embrace this deep thirst for information, for esoteric study, and get ready to embrace communication. And I feel we're going to really need to get grounded is kind of what I feel. So I think this Gemini season is going to force all of us to open up and to be flexible, to be open-minded, and to be adaptable. Because we're going to be having all kinds of shifts coming through in Gemini season. And I don't know that there's any big omens in sight, but I think this is a powerful time for the twins is what I'm feeling, especially if, you know, you're ready to embrace your inner student. And that's kind of what this season is bringing forward, this increased desire to absorb all kinds of information and to exchange ideas with others. So this is the perfect opportunity for the Twin Flame Collective. And we have the month starting off with Mercury in retrograde in Gemini. And so get ready to face a little bit of opposition when it comes to miscommunication. I know I've been stumbling on my words, having a hard time spitting them out because my brain just goes da-da-da-da-da-da. And my words don't want to come out as fast as my brain is processing the downloads. So you might be facing some technological issues as well. Mercury, Gemini, retrograde. There's always going to be little blips in technology and power struggles, especially around communication. That can confuse you and create, a molehill issue and turn it into a great big mountain challenge. So I think it's really important to practice patience, and that's kind of what we learned in Taurus season. Patience, grounded patience. Taurus is one of the most patient signs until they're not. And so I kind of feel we really need to mentally prepare for some turbulence coming up, as well as having fun. So it's definitely, you know, really dualistic. On one side, it can be very innocent, and on the next breath, it can be very X-rated in the energies. So depending on what's in the cards for you with your own personal journey. So I feel this is a cycle where it's kind of time to embrace new activities, new adventures, and to maybe find that perfect partner to pair up with, working things out, trying new experiences. It's really good time to take advantage of this energy and maybe being paired up with a suitable match when it comes to any career endeavors moving forward. So I think, you know, because Gemini season is an air sign, I do feel the air signs are going to be feeling this turbulence a little bit more than the other signs, specifically the twins. And I feel we're kind of being asked to focus on ourselves, to really prioritize our finances. And that was interesting because I've been dealing with the bank for the last couple of weeks. I renewed my mortgage, and we got paperwork all together when it comes to getting the roof done. I'm getting the roof fixed in a couple of weeks, getting the roof all reshingled and all of that stuff. So really want to prioritize your finances and get all of that stuff in check is another big message. And when it comes to taking risks, you might have to take a risk when it comes to getting what it is that you need in this life. But it's about the energy of, you know, the time is kind of saying it's time to lay all of your cards on the table. If you want to get to where it is you're going, you kind of got to put it all out on the table. And what I kept hearing in my head this morning, the song I kept hearing in my head was, who sings it? Something Bareilles. Say what you want to say is the lyrics that came through. Say what you want to say and let your words fall out. Oh my gosh, I wish I could think of the song, what it's called. Brave. I think it's called Brave by Sarah Bareilles is the song. So that kept playing over and over and over in my head this morning while I was getting the kids ready for school. Well, actually only the one kid because my little Peanut is home again today. Started with pink eye yesterday. So it's like a little series of misfortunate challenges I think many of us are going to be dealing. But if you've got the grounded patience, I think everything will be smooth sailing over the coming months. So let's jump in with some cards, guys. I'm feeling very, very vibrant this morning. So the energy after that storm really brought in a huge lightness, a huge clearing. So let's see what needs to come through with the cards. Yeah, taking a risk to maybe balance out a situation. So and Gemini is about finding that balance between the black and the white and knowing that it isn't just so cut and dry. So I think somebody here is thinking about taking a risk, maybe rebalancing a situation when it comes to a soulmate connection that you thought was done and over, that you thought the door was closed and locked and I was never going back there. But I think healing the heart is in focus. And if you want to balance out your life, you kind of got to go back and rebalance any situations that are still needing to be addressed in order for that resolution to step into this new energy. So I think somebody here is thinking about taking a leap of faith, taking a risk, coming back to rebalance the situation with a soulmate from the past. So it's kind of time to heal that heart and to maybe have that conversation, because like I said, Gemini is all about communication. So where are you stuck? That looks like a lot of shadow work integration that I talked about with yesterday's energy. It's the self-integration to close out all of these past cycles of pain, loss, hurt, and regret. So let's see what else needs to come through. Yeah, the universe has a plan. Get ready to get blasted out of your comfort zone. Get ready to get blasted out of that complacent, stuck energy, because I think it is kind of time to take those risks. And we can never, ever, get that passion back in our life if we're unwilling to, take a risk and do something different. So I think passion is in focus, and somebody's been withholding a lot of passion below the surface when it comes to taking a risk and healing a situation from the past. So let's see what else needs to come through with the Illumination Oracle deck. Hurt, and that come out in reversed. Rejection just flipped out in reverse. So somebody, I think, is getting over their fear of rejection because they miss you and they've got some passionate romance boiling below the surface. So healing any fears of rejection. Nothing that is meant for you is ever going to reject you. So healing all of these past hurts is a big message. Healing your heart, yeah, and embracing whatever is over. Closing out all of these past karmic cycles, going towards deep spiritual soulmate connections. And this is coming out very repetitively lately, but this is the collective energy as we clear out all of these very chaotic karmic cycles. And when we finally embrace an ending, then we can accept it's over, and then we can move into this new passionate energy. So somebody is missing somebody, maybe somebody that they rejected in the past, that they hurt very badly, that they maybe want to come in and rebalance the situation, because somebody, I think, wants to be emotionally vulnerable. And that's that death, that rebirth energy that came in with the eclipse energy. Seeking that guidance, seeking that higher wisdom in order to close out a major worldly karmic cycle. And this is also indicating travel, like the Gemini energy does. So traveling to rebalance the situation, taking that leap of faith. It's feeling like the fool's journey. Releasing all of this past baggage, and there's a flame being ignited for sure. Passion being ignited when it comes to missing somebody that I think was walked away from. So this is kind of like the Eight of Cups in reverse, coming back from something I walked away from because I want to heal this hurt. I don't want to hurt anymore. So that's feeling like the Three of Swords in reverse, and somebody's really, really vulnerable. I think kind of testing out the waters, looking through the grass. Is it safe to approach? So let's see what else needs to come through with the daily guidance from your angels. So yeah, whatever is over, it was a blessing in disguise, okay? It was definitely a blessing in disguise. And these towers come in to break apart anything superficial in our lives to get us on the pathway of true divine love with another. So whatever appears to be a problem, whatever appears to be crumbling in your life and falling apart, it's actually your prayers being answered, and the universe comes in and answers our prayers in whatever way they feel fit. So if something is breaking apart or has recently broken apart, that was your prayers being answered. So I think get ready to understand the reasons behind an ending, the reasons behind your current situation in order to resolve all of these past emotional issues. So you're going to need to trust that the universe does have a plan, guys, and you are always protected by your angelic team. And when we get our prayers answered in unexpected ways, this is where we're kind of being asked to tap into the wisdom that we've gained from that lesson and a lot of deep inner child healing. So we also have a mother here too that I feel really cares deeply about her children. A mother here that readily responds to her children very lovingly. And it is about that deep inner child healing. If we want, love that is reciprocal, that is balanced, that is affectionate, that feeds our soul, we kind of have to go into healing that inner child, and we have to clear all of this emotional baggage when it comes to an ending in order to open up our heart. And when we open up our heart, we can not only give more love, but we can receive more love. And definitely children are in focus. So you may or may not have children, or you may be connected to somebody that has children, but definitely some inner child healing is taking place in the energies. Fresh air, that came through in that bonus message yesterday, and that's what it felt like after that storm, was like this big breath of fresh air. And that's all that wants to come out. Cleanse and detoxify. Oh my gosh, if that doesn't just align with the energies that came through here this morning with nature. So the storm comes in to clear, to detoxify, to cleanse, and bring in that breath of fresh air. So I think we're stepping into relationships that will bring forward great love into our lives, a lot of mutual respect, but we kind of have to detoxify all of this past baggage when it comes to any past rejections, when it comes to any past hurts, and we got to go into the emotional sensitivity in our emotional body and feel that in order to release it. So I feel whatever you've requested is coming forward, but this is a very powerful time of self-development, self-exploration, and how we deal with stress, looking at how you deal with stress. How do you actually handle an ending? Do you resist? Do you resist? Do you cling? Do you control? Do you combat with people? Or do you just allow an ending to leave your life with ease? It's never fun to go into sorrow, to go into grief, and to shed all of these old ways, but the energy is giving way to this beautiful, new, profound energy as we go through this deep level of soul purification in order to bring in this fresh air. Refreshed air. It's like reoxygenating our etheric field and regenerating our cellular DNA. So you might want to spend some time outside today in nature, getting grounded, connecting with Mother Earth as you kind of open up your doorway to all of these new windows of experiences. And you might just want to open up all your windows today, freshen up the house, and maybe get out the sage and do a really good clearing in your home. And now that I say that, that's a message from my guides. How about you sage the house today, Laura, and really, really detoxify those energies. Oh, and look at that, below cleanse and detoxify. And get honest with yourself. Where are you needing to get honest with yourself? And how do we do that? How do we find that truth? We got to go deep into the heart. And there's no other way other than going deep into the heart, because in the heart is always the truth that you are seeking. So I think somebody here needs to understand it is safe to admit the truth to themselves. Where do you need to admit truth to yourself? Truth is a necessary part of embracing any changes. So you can always lean upon your guides, your angels, for courage and strength to go into the heart when it comes to this healing. But somebody is being asked to focus only on their true desires and to call upon their angels, because there's a big, big change in direction coming. So fresh air, big changes. Any of these changes bringing forward an ending of some sort is really divinely directed at this time. And this is going to be required of you to embrace this newborn willingness to open up your heart in a new direction. And when we open up our heart in a new direction, we open up our heart to our guidance with our angelic team, our spirit guides, and then we can open up our heart to love. If you can't open up your heart to love, how the heck are you ever going to receive that from another? So I feel a lot of divine protection as we kind of step into these future 5D timelines and follow our spiritual path. And I think somebody here is about to get struck by Cupid's arrows is kind of what I feel. And this is going to be a passionate romantic connection as part of your life purpose. So I think you're being asked to see only love in your situation. And I think somebody's been struck by that Archer, Sagittarius energy. Sag is the Archer. And now I'm hearing that Taylor Swift song, Archer. Beautiful song, by the way. Go and have a listen to it. I know many of us on the journey, we got many suitors, but nobody's ever brave enough to stay and weather the storm. So it's about, getting stricken with the rods of love, awakening your heart, higher heart awakening when it comes to making a clear decision. Acceptance is going to be needed as you allow yourself to reawaken some feelings of love when I feel it comes to a past rejection or past ending, and to maybe spontaneously take some action, because somebody here is being asked to look past all of the seeming errors of the past, any past mistakes, any past misunderstandings, and to see only love within every person. We all have an inner light. We are all beings of God, of divine love. We were all born from love. And when we resolute our focus upon only love, then we can bring about healing in so many unexpected ways. So I think you might want to get grounded. A lot of higher energies are coming in, and it will create a lot of very uncomfortable ascension symptoms. But I feel get ready to really dive into your life purpose. Let's get a couple more oracle messages. Look forward. Stop looking back. Look back, understand the lesson, and then go on and look forward. But you might want to retreat after, making those necessary sacrifices. So I feel major ending. It's time to speak up. There's that Gemini energy. Say what you want to say. Let the words fall out. We cannot keep living in silence. Silence, ghosting, none of that. There's no resolution when you can't talk. So I feel changing of tracks. Somebody's getting a course correction, changing tracks, because it's kind of time to speak up. It's time to look forward, and it's time to forgive and forget. Wow, I love when my guides do that for me and the cards just flow effortlessly. Forgive and forget. Who do you need to forgive? And usually it boils down mostly to self-forgiveness, because we all have to forgive ourselves for, and anybody that we've hurt in the past. So I think get ready to imagine a solution to an issue that I think is needing to be rebalanced when it comes to this heart healing energy, and somebody is being asked to reach for the stars, and that's that ascension energy that I was feeling. So it is this reassessment, especially with Mercury in retrograde, about, how can you be true to yourself? And how can you start building on solid ground for the future? So we're breaking apart all of these false foundations. You can't build a foundation on sand, because it's just going to crumble. You can't build a foundation if you've not been true to yourself, if you've not been honest to yourself. Any foundations that were built on any false pretenses, any amount of lies or deception, it kind of has to crumble all the way to the ground so you can build on solid ground moving forward. So foundations are in focus. Relationships are always in focus, it seems. So if you want to reach for the stars, if you want to reach for your fullest potential, you're going to have to go through a major reassessment. Where are you not being true to yourself? Where do you need to get rigorously honest with yourself? And what is it that you need to let go of to finally enjoy the finer things in life? So let's grab the book for that. And then we're going to jump in with some tarot. So reassess, redirect, reach for the stars, and be true to yourself. I'd like to read into be true to yourself. I think so many of us don't even know who we are authentically, because we have all of these preconceived notions of what other people perceive us as, what other people expect of us. And so it makes it really hard to figure out who the heck you truly are below the surface, without all of these other preconceived notions of what people think of you. So be true to yourself. It's on page 18. Interesting. I had my very first Genesis 0 point in my chart at 18. And that's when I kind of went out in search of that great love. And, I'm 42 now. So what are we at? 22 years later. And I finally feel like I'm ready to build on that solid ground for that permanent committed relationship. So be true to yourself. That's what I was talking about. So many of us feel pressured to meet expectations of others, and we listen to what everybody else expects of us instead of following our own inner compass, our own inner spiritual counsel. So why are you so tempted to seek approval of others? We don't need approval of anybody. It's kind of time for all of us to pursue what it is we really feel and what it is we really want to do. Not what your parents expect of you, not what your social circle expects of you. What do you want for your life? So I feel the energy today is bringing forward this opportunity to break free from self-abandonment and to figure out all of these misplaced values. So I think we're being called to rise as the phoenix, as our true authentic self, no matter what anybody else thinks of you. And trust me, when I started this journey 3 years ago, I got made fun of, I got laughed at, I got mocked, I got, trash talked all over town. I got called crazy, and I still kept putting my truth out there because you know what? It was my truth, and I was asked to put that truth out there as part of my purpose. So be true to yourself no matter what others think is a big message, because when we are true to ourselves, that's when we can claim back our personal power, and that's when you know you're absolutely coming from a place of integrity, no matter how frightening it is to embrace authenticity. When we honor who we are and we lovingly express our true feelings, no matter what the outcome is, and when we find that courage to face any oppositions, that's when we stop selling ourselves short. So where are you selling yourself out to have a temporary high or temporary validation instead of manifesting self-respect from being faithful and true to yourself? You can't be faithful and true to anybody if you're not faithful and true to yourself. So I think stop being pressured into playing nice. Sometimes it is very spiritual to tell somebody to go F off if they're not respectful of you. And I've been known to do that many times over. And people don't like to see the horns come out with this girl. But I'm a truth speaker. And sometimes the truth can be very harsh. Let's get real, people. So I feel it's kind of time to stop playing nice. Stop ignoring your truth because you're afraid of what you might have to face in opposition, or you're afraid to let your feelings out and be known. So we're all being asked to summon our inner strength and to align with who we really are. So, we can stick to our convictions and not be aggressive with others. And I know sometimes when we speak our truth, it can bring forward great losses and disappointments and painful disapproval. And that really is part of facing that fear of illusion. Anytime we're so afraid of disapproval, that's when we keep ourselves stuck. And then we live this life where we're not fully empowered. So stick to your truth. It will definitely be worth it. Okay, let's see what deck we're going to use today. I think we're going to use the Witch's Tarot today. I haven't used this one in a while. Oh my God, 10 of Cups. This is what we're manifesting. Don't deceive yourself. Don't stay stuck in a situation that isn't worth your time, because we're manifesting our happily ever after, and we don't want nothing coming in between a spiritual union. So where do you need to reassess, redirect, figure out where you've been self-sabotaging, where you've been connected with people trying to manipulate you from going towards your 10 of Cups, 2 of Cups, because the time is now for that action to be taken, for that risk to be taken. And ain't that the truth? It's time to honor your truth, to speak your truth, and to face any opposition, no matter what, is the big message. So 10 of Cups, the Sun. Get ready for some illumination when it comes to what it is that you want for happily ever after. We are stepping into some beautiful energy here. I think by Leo season, we're going to have a lot of these divine unions coming into fruition. Definitely by Leo season was a big message that came through, yeah. And I think it's kind of time for us to rise as those visionary leaders, to release the smugness, to release the lower ego, and to plant these seeds for the future. So it's kind of time to do the deep work, is kind of what I'm feeling, to reassess what it is that you need to let go to bring this breath of fresh air in. So let's do a 9-card spread, guys. I'm going to try and make room here. I need a bigger desk. If you actually seen how big the desk was, I probably don't need a bigger desk. But that's what I feel. I need a bigger desk. We're going to get 9 cards out here, guys. Dead central energy is that Knight of Cups. Somebody's going deep within some shadow aspects, facing some opposition when it comes to some healing, healing the heart. All right, we got the 2 of Swords. So where do you got your blinders on when it comes to balancing a situation? Because there is a situation in the balance that is needing to be addressed, that you've not wanted to look at, that you've been holding close to your chest, that you've not wanted to go into the feelings of. Well, guess what? There's a major ending here. There's profound life transformation taking place. The death of the old to bring in the new. Scorpio, Libra. And somebody's really struggling with a lot of outside opposition when it comes to bringing forward a love offer. So this is like a moment in time where somebody has to go deep within their shadow aspects, the devil, when it comes to bringing forward a lot of passionate romance, a lot of passionate communication about working together with somebody, because healing is here. But there's that big ending. And you know, and then we get the temperance. So the healing, the balance always comes after the fall. So there's a major, major ending here of false beliefs. Maybe even somebody getting thrown out in the energy. But like I talked about, we cannot build these foundations unless they're on solid ground. We have to build on solid ground. And to do that, we have to have a solid foundation of self. We have to know how to nurture ourselves without any ounce of codependency. And this requires reflecting on our truth without a doubt. So, you know, in the past, maybe you were dealing with all kinds of third-party situations, people that wouldn't fully commit to you, giving to more than one. And now is the time to rebalance that. But like I said, it first and foremost always comes with self-nurturance. There's that Queen of Pentacles coming out again. She's loyal, she's grounded, she's stable, she's heart-centered, she's the queen of value, she knows her worth, she knows her value, she's not just going to give herself out to any Tom, Dick, and Harry, and she's sitting there waiting. She's got romance on her mind, and she knows she's not going to take anything less than somebody fully committed and loyal. And I also feel she's coming into a lot of abundance after facing many challenges in the past. And maybe this Queen of Pentacles has a dog. I'm not sure. But somebody wants to come in with an offer. I think somebody that maybe treated this Queen of Pentacles very poorly, maybe lied to her, manipulated her, snuck away from her, possibly even ghosted her. And there's a lot of karma playing out, so get ready to face your karma. That's Judgment Day energy, and that's eclipse energy, and we're going to be feeling this eclipse portal energy for about, you know, another 6 months. So get ready to do a deep dive and to clear out anything not working over the next 6 months, and we're going to eclipse people, places, and things out of our path in order to open up the doorway of these new romantic endeavors. So, and it will lead to ultimate abundance, but it's going to require rigorous honesty. So somebody's been blocked. Somebody's been blocking themselves is what I feel from looking at this, from seeing the truth. They don't want to see the truth. They know that justice is coming. I think somebody feels a karmic rebalancing coming, karmic repercussions when it comes to being this miser, holding on, not sharing. I'm not going to share. I'm not going to talk to you. I don't want you to know anything about me. And so this is bringing in a huge, huge ending, Scorpio. And in order for us to step into the new, we kind of got to, you know, go up in flames. So look at on this death card. His whole head is on fire. And so it is about the breakdown of the mind, the fragmentation of the mind. And death is always metaphorical in my readings, although this could mean a literal death, a family member passing away when it comes to a divine inheritance, when it comes to a new cycle in love. Scorpio, but it's about setting on fire all of these false beliefs when it comes to our mental programming, all of these distortions that have kept us from being true to ourselves, where we've, you know, only given in to our parents. And now I'm hearing that Adele song, Easy on Me. We never got to feel the world around us as children. Many of us were very highly connected, psychic children. And somewhere along the lines, we got told that wasn't real. We stuffed down our gifts. We've repressed this due to trauma. And now we're being asked to revive all of this energy, to go through this rebirth by fire, to open up our heart. And somebody here, I feel, is going through a major ego death. Their whole world is going up in flames, and they've been fighting this. They've been fighting this. They've been battling with themselves between their head and their heart when it comes to coming forward with some communication, and likely due to some outside influences. But we are being asked to see only love. This is wishes coming true, Aquarian energy, the water bearer again. So what did you pray for? What did you ask for? Interesting. My grandmother was an Aquarius, and I prayed and prayed and prayed. I prayed for truth. I prayed for answers, and I received all of that truth a few years back after my grandmother passed. And so I feel also my 12th house is in Aquarius, where we bury the past. And How ironic is that? When my grandmother passed in 2016, that was the closing of all of these karmic cycles for me. But maybe look at where you have Aquarius in your chart, because that is that big picture, out of the box thinking. But there's definitely a Tower. Rapid, unexpected changes in order for healing to take place. So, you know, the Tower comes in. It's universal brute force to get you on the pathway to balance and harmony, right? And so, and to have that new emotional experience. So I would like to look into this Five of Wands, Four of Pentacles, because I feel somebody's kind of been playing into what everybody else thinks. Yeah, there's that Three of Cups, the Knight of Swords, the Nine of Cups. So I think there's a lot of gossip surrounding pre-Empress energy, Queen of Pentacles, because she's glowing, she's on fire, she's radiant, she's abundant, she's grounded, she's stable, she's solid. She's coming into some rainbow blessings is what I feel. And it's really hard to ignore an energy of that high vibration. And somebody wants to come in with an offer. Yeah, because they see this as their Empress. Double whammy, 2 days in a row. So I think there's somebody dealing with a lot of catty-ass women, gossiping, talking, drinking, talking, creating all kinds of chaos and conflict when it comes to a masculine wanting to come in with an offer. We got the Knight of Swords. We got the Knight of Cups. And we got somebody coming in for wish fulfillment. And I feel a bunch of jealous women is what I feel. A bunch of jealous women here. Because I feel somebody is quickly departing a very toxic situation. What I notice on this Nine of Cups is, if you look at it, we got the Eight of Cups here and that one Ace of Cups right in front of her. So walking away from a party that's long dead and gone and going towards a brand new beginning. They see this as their Holy Grail counterpart. So I think there's going to be an unexpected departure, like a Tower, along with an unexpected arrival, because somebody's definitely going deep within some shadow integration. They're facing their shadow self. They're facing, you know, that grim reaper. And all they can see is, you know, this person from the past, who they betrayed, who they let down, is kind of what I feel. And I don't think they like what they're seeing, because I think, you know, in the shadow work, they see, oh my God, this person and I are supposed to work really well together. This is where my passion lies. And I've let all of this third-party drama, all of these, you know, people that have lacked integrity to lead me astray and to convince me this isn't the person for me, when I know in my heart of hearts it is. So somebody's coming in with an apology, I think, and there's a lot of gossip, there's a lot of talk about this Empress. There's a lot of talk about this Empress. This Knight of Cups is clarified with the Lovers, yeah. The Seven of Swords, the Four of Swords, bottom of the deck, the Karma, yeah. So, you know, I think somebody went towards a very toxic connection, the Lovers versus the Devil. Somebody went in a very toxic karmic cycle and they chose the wrong lover, is what I'm feeling. And they snuck away. They lied, they cheated, they deceived, they got manipulated, and now they want to choose this divine love. They missed somebody that they either rejected or rejected them, and now they want to come in and heal, because the truth is, they've been hurting. They wish they could go back and rewrite history, rewrite the past, and I do feel somebody facing a lot of harsh karmic judgment for making a poor decision, dealing with a bunch of drama queens is what I'm feeling. So somebody's coming in with an offer to this Empress, and it's going to start out small, because I think somebody's fearful. Yeah, somebody is fearful of bringing in that communication, without a doubt. They're definitely fearful. I think they're afraid. Is there still going to be a cup of love there for me when I get there? They're losing sleep. They're stressed. They're full of anxiety. They're trapped in their mind space. They can't break free from their mind when it comes to rectifying a past decision, where I feel they've spent a lot of time grieving over it. A lot of regret, a lot of remorse, a lot of guilt when it comes to that third-party interference. And all those cups are spilt. There's no more fun. I think somebody sees past the illusions now, and man, they wish they could go back. Oh, they're stuck in a lot of grief, a lot of deep self-reflection when it comes to an ending, and they cannot get this Queen of Cups out of their mind. So I think they're hoping there's still love here, and that there's an opportunity for victory and success. And I think somebody in the past was a player. They were a player. They came in for passion. They made you feel like they were emotionally invested, but, you know, they kind of just didn't commit. And now somebody sees this person as their true pair, and they want a brand new beginning. And they want it no matter what the cost. They're going to do whatever it takes to come back in and rectify a situation. So we got a lot of the signs here, guys. I'm only going to call out the major arcana right now. So we do have Gemini with the Lovers, Scorpio, Capricorn. We do have the Empress, Libra, Taurus. We have Scorpionic energy, Mars energy. There's going to be a huge, huge shift because this is what we're manifesting. Deep spiritual connections. A connection where the two of you are connected in the spiritual realm. That's interesting. It says me on the bottom of the card on the masculine. So I feel somebody here was very selfish, very self-absorbed, did not want to see the truth. And now all they can see is this person that is their match, that is their equal, that they want to go towards and unite with. And preparing to walk away from everything that's blocked this reunion. And maybe they walked away from this person in the past. And maybe this Empress had to completely transform herself and heal on her own. And I really don't like this energy. If somebody leaves you at rock bottom and you pick yourself up, are they really worthy of coming back after they've abandoned you in your darkest moment? But I think somebody's learning a very valuable lesson and gaining that shift in perspective, seeing things in a whole new light in this expanded consciousness. And there's that freaking crow again. Spirit's trying to get somebody to break themselves free from this martyrdom, this self-punishment, in order to find their strength to manifest a new beginning. So somebody's coming in with an offer. And like I said, with all of these pages, I think it's going to start small. I also feel there could be 3 or 4 children in the mix when it comes to this connection. But somebody wants to build brand new from the heart, because this is big, big love. This is like holy grail love, and they want that new beginning. So what do you need to let go of in order to enjoy this next cycle in love? Because somebody has all of the tools that they need to come forward for that success, but it's going to take a lot of hard work. You're going to have to start at ground zero. You're going to have to build on solid ground, but you're going to have to start at that genesis, that 0 point, if you want this brand new beginning of love. So I think we're going to close off the reading by reading on Build on Solid Ground instead of pulling some messages from Spirit, because there is definitely the crumbling of a false foundation in order for us all to start anew, to build on that solid ground. So let me find that in the book, guys. 112. Build on solid ground. What's crumbling in your life are simply elements that have been built on shaky ground, on false pretenses, on lies. So if you want good health, you cannot keep ignoring what needs to break apart. We are honoring higher levels of commitment, and somebody definitely dishonored this Empress energy, and it did give way to a deep and painful separation is what I'm feeling. And so somebody might have went towards somebody that maybe exploited finances out of them, maybe put them in a world of debt. It's definitely feeling like the end of somebody's world as they come into this knowledge of, oh my God, I was supposed to build on solid ground with that person and I didn't choose them. So I think somebody's very stressed out, pretending that everything's okay when it really isn't, and everything is breaking down. And this is not a form of punishment. We are never ever punished on the journey. It's because wherever you were at, it was never safe to build in the first place on. It was never ever solid, and so it kind of has to break down so you can build on that firm and truthful foundation with genuine integrity and not superficial appearances, not what everybody else thinks is good for you. So somebody, I think, is being scrutinized, and they've been scrutinized, and now they're reaching this bedrock point in their life, and they're being asked to recreate an investment, to step aside, allow this ending to completely collapse, and to emerge like the phoenix from the ashes. So any losses should not be viewed as your worst nightmare. It should be viewed as liberation. God's rejection is always your protection. So trust in that energy and feel the freedom that will come from no longer living in denial by trying to sustain something that is flawed, that is superficial, and that was never ever built on truth in the first place. So it's that energy. Take that risk. Take that leap of faith, guys, and let the chips fall wherever it needs to fall. At least you're going to know where you stand at the end. And that's what I got for a message today, guys. I hope this helped. I hope this resonated. If you would like to book a personal or a twin soul reading with me, please feel free to check out that description box below. And I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.